PlayStation's got some scary games to look forward to. We're also going to be throwing some punches and kicks. But maybe the biggest surprise is a PlayStation game headed to the PC. All that and the latest and everything cool today in The Rundown. Hey, welcome to The Rundown, everybody. It's a special episode of The Rundown. My buddy Jose Sanchez is here. Don Fubar himself.
Guys, please, hold your applause.
Fans go crazy. How are you, pal? Good to see you.
I'm doing good, surviving day by day.
All right, let's talk about what Sony showed off with the PlayStation State of Play today. First of all, were you pleased? Did they show you enough cool things?
Nah, I feel like it was fast, man. It was like 30 minutes is like brief.
Yeah, yes.
Especially when it's like, this is like their E3 showing of things, right?
Yeah,
like,
yes.
This is like, usually when you get that, this is PlayStation Now 5, PlayStation 5's big E3 showcase. And it felt like, Like when you think about it in the scope of like, this is supposed to be E3. When I go to like the Sony presentations at E3, it's like, I leave like tingling. There was
cocoon, boom,
the music
boom.
was so loud. There was a
Yes.
live band playing God of War music, and it was like, what?
Yeah.
Spectacular. This was just like, you were right off the bat. You're like, this is Resident Evil. Nailed it. I'm like, okay, all right. Like, it's fun. This is gonna be Street Fighter. Yes, Street Fighter. Cool.
Do you think we might have one or two more reveals throughout the summer?
I feel like definitely.
Yeah.
Like it was cool to see some more Callisto Protocol, but I want to see like more of the gameplay stuff of that because
Right.
whenever they announced that, it was before they had. I think it was before they announced that there was a Dead Space remaster coming. But I was like, yes, somebody's finally like invading that space again. Street Fighter 6, very cool announcement. Looked awesome, very colorful, very bright, vibrant. A couple cell shaded games in there.
Yeah.
But Final Fantasy looks spectacular as a Final Fantasy game does. But I feel like people wanted something that was just, I speak for people, but
yeah,
I want something that was just like, holy crap, was not expecting Sly Cooper or Twisted Metal or
right.
Something that was like, punch you right in the face, like, you're going to remember this.
Okay.
This is the thing. You're leaving this conference remembering.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I wasn't disappointed, but I would have wanted a bigger shock and a surprise. And it did feel almost like we were in predicted territory all the way, or predictive territory. Like we could have called this and someone could have faked up a rundown of the State of Play and put it up on Twitter that was exactly that, and we all would have believed it, and we got what we...
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
All right, well, let's go...
Like, tweet, retweet.
Yeah, well, let's go through reveal by reveal here. The first one was Resident Evil 4. This is something that's been rumored for a long time. They obviously did some really incredible stuff with 2 and 3. It's a reimagining. It's a remake, so it's not going to be identical to what we've played before, and it's obviously going to have all the modern-day visual shine that they can get out of the PlayStation 5. What do you think of that?
Well, RE4 is up there for me as like one of my favorite Resident Evil experiences. So,
yes.
A remastered version of that, I will not mind since it's been a hot second since I played RE4.
It is weird that they've released it over and over and over. It's probably, it's an excellent, exquisite experience. Doesn't matter where you play it.
It came out on the GameCube first, correct?
Yes. I think they even did a PlayStation 2 version of the damn game. Probably. And then there was PS3 and... it's been available for all the PlayStation.
It's the GTA 5 of Resident Evil games.
Yes. Yeah.
It's made the rounds.
It was just released in VR. So this is one of the games, and it's excellent. It was the best VR game of 2021. So it's one of those games that anybody that's into survival horror is very familiar with. So they do have to shake it up. They have to make it really, really special, I think, on PlayStation 5. I think they will.
Yeah, I don't doubt that they won't. If they're going to take the time to give it a new flair.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not just a cookie cutter remake or here's a prettier version of an HD remaster. No, make it a little bit more special.
Yeah.
Take your time. Don't mess it up because it's a lot of people's favorite Resident Evil game.
Capcom knows that. That was what all the scuttlebutt was behind the scenes, is that developers got shifted over and it got moved around to, the best possible team that could make this upgrade, this remake. So fingers crossed that's what we get. Wasn't all we got about Resident Evil, though. Village is coming to VR 2, PlayStation VR 2.
Yes,
and it likely won't have any fidelity knock. It's going to be running at the 4K resolution, should look supremo on PlayStation VR 2. You haven't played Village.
No.
Yeah.
I played the demo that they released, early on.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, this is pretty spooky. I'm digging it. I really like 6. I don't know why I missed Village.
No, you like 7.
7. Oh,
Yeah.
'cause Village is 8. Right.
Yeah. 7 was amazing. I like 7 more than Village, and I played in VR and crapped my pants, and I'm expecting to crap my pants with Village as well in VR.
If they packaged like a collector's edition that came with like Depends.
They should come with
know?
a diaper. I mean, honestly, I feel that way about horror games in VR. It's cheap. It's like I'm already terrified. I'm closing myself off in this isolation tank, and you're gonna spook me and scare me every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Shame on you. It's cheap as hell,
Right.
but it's really good. It's really fun. And I was streaming 7 in VR and swearing at the top of my lungs because, you get the jump scares and it's like my heart's going. I felt like I was going to have a freaking heart attack on the stream.
That's where VR shines, man, with the horror games, man. Just especially, it's fun to watch people play a horror game in VR. Like if you're playing an action adventure game, just like, all right.
But everything's scary in VR. Everything. It's all scary.
Well, Super Lucky's Tale wasn't super scary.
Well, you turn around and you're like, oh my God, I'm running into a mountain. You know, everything is freaky in VR. Speaking of which, we're getting a new Walking Dead Saints and Sinners chapter 2. Yeah, in New Orleans. Saints and Sinners is terrific, an incredible VR experience. I know that our buddy VR Grid raves about Saints and Sinners. I played a little bit on Rift and Quest 2, and impeccable experiences. But now, obviously, we're ratcheting up the fidelity, so it should look supremo.
Cranking it up.
Yeah, interesting though, because clearly this is going to be an early game for PlayStation VR 2, as will Village, so people are going to be able to do that direct head-to-head. I think Village is going to blow people away. Capcom knew what they were doing with 7, and now they've got the horsepower for.
That's what I was waiting for. I wanted that primo
So
4K VR experience.
You have not played a Resident Evil game in VR yet.
No, I played 7 in VR.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God. So good. All right. And then more VR. We have 2 other VR big titles. No Man's Sky coming to VR 2. Predictable. You would assume.
Rightfully so. It looks like it should be in VR from the start.
Yeah. And you can play No Man's Sky on PlayStation VR 1 right now on your PS5. If you've got the dongles and you've got wires going off in every single direction wrapped around your house. And
it builds like a salt, like you're trapped.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like you're gonna see, like I'm gonna go from like, hi Vic, I can't wait to be like, yeah, I've been clearing my VR, bro.
My VR 1 on PlayStation 5. No, you're Lawnmower Man, and you're just dangling from all the cables that are surrounded by. I have touched PlayStation VR version of No Man's Sky, and it's profound. It's ridiculous because everything. I mean, it feels crafted for enjoying it like that. But it obviously takes that fidelity knock, and I honestly am scared of getting sucked back into that game because it's so engrossing. I'm so envious of people like yourself that haven't really played it yet, that haven't tried to go out and figure out the mysteries and gone and explored everything and started to craft all the stuff that you can do. It's an incredible game, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wanted to get started when it first came out because we did so many. I feel like we interviewed about that game for so many years, and it finally came out, and I was so looking forward to playing it. And then I was just hearing the things like, this doesn't work, and this doesn't work. But then as the years went on and they kept making it better, I was like, maybe it's time to jump in. Now this is a great time because there's all this cool stuff coming out in VR that I haven't really touched that gives me more of a thing to do in the VR space when that new VR comes out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is that might be one of the killer apps for PlayStation VR 2 when people start hyping it up, and hopefully it's just if you've got the game, you just put on the headset and load it up, and it's all there for you. Hopefully that's the way it's going to work. We're also getting the new Horizon game. What is it, Call of the Mountain? I think that's the name of it. And it looks cool. It does look like a VR arcade version of reconnecting to the ideas of what you would do in the regular, third-person Horizon, but then making it all first-person.
With no arms.
With no arms, yeah. And I don't know, there's a gimmicky element to that, to me,
Yeah.
We're not lost in the story. We don't know all of the stuff. You're obviously likely not playing Aloy. It's like you're in the world of Horizon. Yeah. It's going to come down to not just the immersiveness of the VR things that you do, but how ingrained you feel in the story, because that's the thing that sucks you into the Horizon games.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's Aloy's arms. So now that I don't have those, I don't know how.
You don't have the. She does have nice arms.
With forearm. I'm gonna miss this part. It's just gonna be like. there's gonna be a whole lot of this action.
You know what they have to do, and I found this with Lone Echo and stuff as well, where there are really, elaborate storytelling modes in games, and they are pretty incredible. Like you walk up to people and stuff, but there is still that doll eye effect where the characters are still kind of looking at you, but they don't really blink, and they don't quite know where you are. Like you might be.
Because who knows where you are, man?
Well,
you're like you're supposed to be watching. You're just like, hey, character.
Yeah, they don't quite. I remember playing Half-Life 2, and it was kind of like that as well, right? You'd just be walking around, and the characters are all standing in a direction, just talking in that direction, but you're like way over there. And VR games can be a bit like that too. And I think as we evolve in VR and we evolve the medium, the technology should exist where there's an unvocalized interaction with the player when there's communication happening, and eye flits and looking away to think of words and stuff. I'm really asking a lot, but these are teams that are at the top of their game, pun intended, and they should be able to think of stuff. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like if you look at the cutscenes,
eyes, developers.
I mean, look at the cutscenes in Horizon. Look at the cutscenes in Horizon, and then look at the cutscenes in any PlayStation 2 game. We have made some leaps, and I think VR has to do that as well.
I mean, I feel like when you know the size of a character, it's very easy to get the eye movement. But if you're in VR, I could be anywhere. It's a hard thing to maintain track of.
Yeah.
There's going to be all kinds of wonky things. It's hard enough making these things look
I know.
Anyway.
I know.
Now you're asking for them to follow me?
I know.
The first game that does that, though, it's going to be like, we talked about this? And now these characters, like, doesn't matter where I am, his eyes follow me.
They should also be calling you back, right? They should also be kind of guiding you back into the thing, and there should be some sort of AI haptic, because there's haptics involved in VR now, right? So there should be some kind of like pulling you back. Listen, I'm talking to you. It should be vocalized and unvocalized.
Have you seen that breathing thing? Did you see that breathing VR attachment?
No. Is that coming?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I was like, what does it simulate, like underwater? Like it just sucks all the air out of your body?
Well, there was another announcement for Horizon. New Game Plus is available now.
Right now. After this stream ends.
Yeah, you got to watch the rest of the show, and then you get it. That's our gift to you, PlayStation 5 or 4 owner that owns Horizon.
So if you're in this stream right now, once
we
we're done,
gifting it to you guys.
Yeah. We might have unlocked some new games. Just saying.
I would love to do that. I would love to go and play that game again, but I can't right now. It's a commitment, but what an incredible commitment. That is an amazing adventure, one of the best of 2022. Beautiful game. Chef's kiss. The biggest reveal of this whole stream for me, the whole PlayStation State of Play,
Roller's Rome.
Spider-Man is coming to the PC.
Yes.
I have been asking for that since the first one launched on PlayStation 4, and the murmurs were out there that Sony was going to start publishing to PC. This is the game. This is it, because Marvel is the biggest.
Okay.
It's the biggest brand on Earth.
What you're saying is a PC announcement at the PlayStation State of Play.
It's huge.
Is the biggest announcement.
Listen, in my heart, I want people to play great games, and I want developers to make the best game that they can and reach as many people as possible. And these walled gardens that the industry has existed, with forever, have been reductive, and they've really kept people from experiencing amazing things. And so now we are moving into this era where we see Sony make a game that's published on Switch and Xbox. It's baseball, and it's determined by baseball. Yes. But Spider-Man, arguably, is one of the largest, if not the biggest. He just had $1 billion, massive, like number 4 of all time theatrical experience with Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man could not be bigger. And to have it only available to PlayStation fans, people that own the PS4, PS5, is insane. This is a character that everybody on Earth loves. Let people experience it, and this is the first step to that.
As Sony, it's a good problem to have. It's like you want to get this system that is impossible to find.
But is it a good problem because I just talked about the Nintendo Switch and what they're going to do for the next machine, and all of us are talking about that too. If you look at the sales data, these consoles sell anywhere from about 20 million to 150 million, depending on what we're looking at here. That's what Apple sells in a quarter of their phones, right? And they're not breaking
because
through.
you can get them.
You can get them, yeah, but also there is this kind of
No chip
finite
shortages at Apple.
Well, yeah, they get what they want for sure, but there is this kind of finite amount of consumer base that's going to go out and get one of these consoles and get one of these games. But Spider-Man, especially Spider-Man, is something that anyone, doesn't matter how old they are, how long they've been playing video games, what they know of PlayStation, whatever, they're going to know Spider-Man. And if you hand someone a controller and let them swing around in the Spider-Man game that Insomniac made,
I know.
They feel like Spider-Man. And so that, for me, it's like, not only is this an ambassador for PlayStation, it's an ambassador for the medium, It's like, remember how much fun you had watching No Way Home? Guess what? You are now Spider-Man, right? And now more people can play it.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you,
Foods. It's the first Spider-Man, though, right? It's just amazing.
Yeah, but, like the floodgates are going to open up right now. And all that's going to come of this is more people will be exposed to this beautiful game and, honestly, some of the best work that game developers have made on the planet. And the next wave of superhero stuff is coming.
Sold me.
Okay? So
I'll get it again.
This console war BS, it's just so infuriating, and it's just led to not only this, locked off gatekeeping on what you can play, but also this constant removal of being able to play the classic stuff, to go back into having to rebuy things or not having access to software.
What sucks about Spider-Man is that there's so many people, so many different companies that have made Spider-Man games. Like,
yes.
It would be awesome to get a nice collection.
I know.
Of the Spider-Man.
I bug the shit out of the Marvel games people all the time about that. They should absolutely collect all the 16-bit stuff and the 8-bit stuff. Yes, I agree.
Do like an Avengers lineup, but of the video game.
I mean, you know what?
Some updated Ultimate Destruction.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collection is going to be the bellwether of that. I think we're going to start to see a lot more. We'll see a Batman collection. It's got to be coming. But that was the biggest news for me because it's something that I've been wanting them to do. They've done it. Miles Morales will come. Wolverine will come. Spider-Man 2 will come. And then, we're going to see this crazy mixing of cats and dogs living together and chocolate and peanut butter. It's going to be happening. Games across machines.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's coming.
Chocolate and peanut butter?
It's coming.
You're mad. You're mad.
We have a great addition to PlayStation Plus coming next month, hopefully. We don't know if the game's good, but big news that Stray is going to be out there for subscribers to PlayStation Plus, which is good news. I've been looking forward to that title.
3 cat games.
What was the first one?
Blinks the Time Sweeper and then the sequel.
Okay. What about Techno Kitty Adventure?
That's like hands down number one.
I see. I got you. Much love, Techno Kitty Adventure. Yeah.
Techno Kitty Adventure!
Okay. And then we got into another spooky game. This was a showcase filled with spookiness. Callisto Protocol is coming out this year. I think that's a bit of a shock. That may be the other big shock that, we knew it was coming. We already got a nice little tasty look at the rendering capabilities of this software.
Yeah.
And it's made by, Glenn Schofield and team that have got
striking
some real
distance.
Yeah, some real pedigree.
They're striking that distance right in my eyeballs. It looks fantastic. I mean, like, it's one of those games that's like, okay, you look terrifying, but it needs to. From what it looks like, and like, okay, it's gonna be terrifying.
It does.
Like, the first time you play Dead Space, you're just like, oh
yeah, you're not ready. Yeah, it's so Dead Space was so frightening. Yeah, it was unnervingly frightening, and this looks like that too.
It's the Aliens game we never really got.
Yeah, and also this is the Dead Space sequel we didn't get, and I'm wondering what came first in this, because Dead Space is coming from Motive.
Yeah.
And honestly, if we didn't know Dead Space was coming, this would be like Glenn Schofield's at EA saying, listen, you don't want to make Dead Space? I make Dead Space. I'll go and make my own Dead Space. But now they are making Dead Space, so we're getting both of them. And interesting.
Dead Space.
And I don't know when Dead Space is coming out. We'll probably know in the next few weeks or so. But that Callisto Protocol looks beautiful and terrifying. Something else that looks quite lovely, but less terrifying, a little bit retro, Rollerdrome, which has like
roller skates and guns,
straight out of Stranger Things kind of title to it, and the soundtrack. You know, it's kind of like John Carpenter did the music. Yeah, it's very synthy.
John Carpenter, legend.
Yep.
Created, the soundtrack for the greatest movie I've ever made, Big Trouble in Little China.
He is a legend, and he loves video games. And I'm waiting. I know he's been involved in certain things along the way. He was raving about Horizon Forbidden West earlier this year. John Carpenter was.
We should get him on the show.
Guy's amazing. I'm sure we have. Haven't we ever had him on the show? I'm sure we have.
Yeah, but I mean, like now we should.
Oh, like just call. Okay, all right. Let me zoom him. I'll get him on here right now.
He just pops in. Hey, Vic.
That would be amazing.
John Carpenter's here, ladies and gentlemen. What?
Well, we love you. Much love, John Carpenter. You and Techno Kitty Adventure, we love you.
Right.
Okay, we didn't talk about Roller Drome at all, but it looks great.
Yeah.
Looks a little stiff in the animation department.
Cell-shaded rollerblades and roller skates and guns.
Machine guns. We're in.
I mean, okay.
We're in. Yeah.
I feel like I might go the way of like Knockout City, which pretty
And
underrated. Like Knockout City was pretty good if you got into it.
That was cool. Have you played Roller Champions yet? That just launched last week, and it's free to play. I haven't had time. I want to play it. I loved it. Remember E3?
That was the convention.
3 years ago they had these things. But I went to
the
E3.
People.
There were people there. They were humans.
Oh.
And they played games. But I went to one of those, E3s, and it was
Just
fun.
one?
It was a fun.
Just
yeah,
one?
E3. Yeah, and Roller Champions was there, and it was good. And then it went dark, and now it's here, and it's live. Nobody's talking about it. I want to check out Roller Champions. And then we saw something called Eternites, which is a dating sim mixed with a action role-playing fighting thing. Yes. Looks cool. Kowloon Knights is heading it up.
Okay. Yeah,
coming out early 2023.
Something I would have never expected to see, but a nice little toss-in.
Yeah. Well, I think they're dipping into the formula that we see out of a lot of JRPGs, which really, try to drum up the drama, and they have
romance.
Yeah, like even dating back to the classic Final Fantasy games, where there would be love triangles and the people would break out into a love squares. Yeah, they would have a song and dance routine in the middle of all the chaos. I think there's something to that, and
as one does.
Western developers don't really get that esoteric in their design. There's a bit of a
wait till the Resident Evil dating sim comes out. It's gonna be
right. That'll happen. Yeah, for sure. Actually, there's like a whole family baby dynamic in Resident Evil Village. Where do you play it? It gets pretty twisted. And then we got Street Fighter VI, which was something that we all knew was. Most of us knew this was going to happen, right? Like they already teased it. We knew it was coming. It's
nice to see.
It was nice to see. And the thing
pretty, man.
It does. The fighting, the combat looks great. Love the paint splattering kind of visual effects that they have. But the thing that impressed me the most is this tease of some kind of open world concept, which evokes a little like open world, Final Fight or something like that. That could be awesome.
I mean, from what I look like, it was like the NBA 2K,
right.
They're just scouring around for games. It's gonna be like scouring around for looking for fights. Just to go around picking fights with you. Hey, you over by the barcade. You want to throw down in fisticuffs and Hadoukens? Yes.
That sounds really cool. Yeah. What was the Guilty Gear Strive had an incredible online sort of area where you had to climb inside of this 2D house and you were doing all of these interactions. It was really cool, very clever. And I guess that's one of the big things with developers making fighting games is there's so much waiting time for what you're going to do for the next match that they're trying to make that experience enjoyable. And it looks like that's what they're about to do here.
Go into a little training sesh, upgrade your costumes.
I dig it.
I don't need to go to an option to check out costumes and skins. Just let me go around and go to the store.
Love it. Yeah. That's not coming out till next summer, though. We've got to wait for Street Fighter VI. Take all the time you need, Capcom. Make that thing irrefutably incredible. Yes?
Yeah. Yes. I mean,
yes.
They will.
They will.
Street
Fighter V took them a long time to kind of, win people over.
I feel like, they had to make the moves. They were pushing it out.
4 was incredible. That was the problem. 4 was like, what? And then 5 was good, but it was iterative, and it took them a long time to get all their stuff together for that one. And so 6 has to launch with rocket boosters on. Tunic is coming.
It's got to be Evo ready.
Yes, exactly. Tunic is coming out this fall for PlayStation platforms. You say it's one of the best games of 2022?
It was up there. It was surprisingly. I mean, it's the little fox version of Zelda, but once you get into the deep secrets within the game, you're like, there's no way this is a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, this is how I open this door. It's been here the whole time. I just had to do this with the buttons. Son of a.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
But yeah, definitely.
I did want the game to be a little bit easier, I have to say. I wasn't expecting it because I was coming off of Elden Ring and getting my butt just handed to me in every match, and then boom, I'm in Tunic, this cute little game, and I was just getting brutalized by the bosses and the characters. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not ready for this.
Not for the weak at heart, man.
It is not for the weak, but I wanted to play with my kid. You know, she loves foxes, and I thought, okay, well, this will be a great game. We can play it. I mean, she could probably put the time in to become great at it, but it's not. It's not a breeze.
You got to start him with that grind game.
I know.
Somewhere. You got to be like, she's put in 75 hours into it. She got all the secrets. I don't know how
I'll tell you what she's put 75. Sneaky Sasquatch. I don't know if anybody's heard of freaking Sneaky Sasquatch. It came out like 2 years ago or 3 years ago on Apple Arcade. She is still playing that freaking game. It's like a Grand Theft Auto game where you play a Sasquatch who has to be sneaky and not get caught by the cops. And she can't stop playing. It's really amazing.
Sounds like somebody needs to get introduced to Sly Cooper.
Yeah, eventually.
Get her a Splinter Cell. Yeah. If you can get through without harming anyone.
She's ready for Splinter Cell. Yeah. Then we saw a little taste of Season, which is coming out this autumn, and that game looks incredible. I don't know what the gameplay is. It's story-driven. Yeah, cell-shaded, beautiful art style, very cinematic.
Cool.
Yeah, I hope.
Character with glasses.
You're all about that? Little role play right there.
Nod.
Yeah. It was a little, tip of the hat to Don Foodbar.
Tip of the eye. Thank you.
Yeah. It does look cool, and hopefully it comes together, and it's as lovely a game to play as it visually appears to be, hopefully. We ended the show with a little taste of Final Fantasy XVI. It was nothing at all like I thought. It was exactly like
it. Completely blown away by the new
dragons
twists and turns they've taken.
Lots of flashy battle effects.
That's the character like Bahamut.
And characters, Bahamut, and characters with white hair and red eyes and pointy ears.
Weaponry that just looks like physically impossible to hold.
Yep, nothing like I thought.
Who wants to look around a sword the size of a Buick? These guys are doing it. It seems a little aggressive on the calves. It's gonna have to get a little forearm strength up. I mean,
they should have a Final Fantasy workout routine.
Yeah.
Where instead
you
of
want to carry around a busted sword?
Instead of giant dumbbells, you got to pick up this heavy damn sword and you got to do lunges and squats with it.
There's probably like a Peloton class with Final Fantasy music. Grab your buster
Dude,
sword.
you're making up a new business right here. You should do cosplay fitness right here. Final Fantasy cosplay fitness. With Jose Sanchez.
VR PS2 5.
In VR, yeah, that'd be amazing. That looks great. I mean, we got a Resident Evil game, we got a Final Fantasy game, we got a Street Fighter game. Those are big reveals in any other year. It is weird, though, that you're right. This should have been an hour, and there should have been 30 minutes of, like, out-of-nowhere surprises. We've seen Stray.
They could have shown half an hour of God of War gameplay, and I'd have been like, sweet.
Yeah, well, they're doing that, though. That's going to be a separate thing. That's the other thing that they're doing. They can dole this out and specialize, but you're right, this... and who knows if they are going to do something in tandem with Summer Game Fest next week. There might be something tied to the PlayStation, announcement with whatever they're doing. And then, they're going to do other video showcases. We know that more stuff is coming. But this does feel...
they saved the exclusives for Keighley.
For Keighley, yeah.
The GK's got to get the exclusive. He's got the Rocket to be on the show. Is he going to announce a Black Adam game? We're going to get a new Injustice game?
I hope we're getting
a Jumanji game?
I hope we get a Black Adam game. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. Or he's bringing out Injustice and Black Adam is prominently featured in that. That would be also incredible. Injustice 3. I bet you that's what it is. I'm calling it.
He's going to be the story character.
Injustice 3. Yes.
Starring Black Adams, Dwayne The Rock
There
Johnson,
you go.
Voiceover.
Yep. Look, we're calling it right there next week. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That basically was what we saw at PlayStation State of Play, but the Summer Game Fest is coming up. I'm going to be doing a bunch of interviews with developers, and there'll be some preview content. I won't be able to live stream because I'm actually traveling on the day that Summer Game Fest is going live, but I will recap, and I'll be talking to people, and we're going to have a ton of stuff to talk about over the next little while. The Xbox Bethesda showcase is coming up on the 12th, I believe. So E3 is on pause again. But the big announcements are still happening. But it does feel like 2022, the whole calendar just shifted 6 months into 2023, doesn't it?
That's right. It's going to be a busy March. It's always March. I don't know why March is the time.
But I feel like we say it every year, but last year we really felt like, holy crap, how are they going to get all of these incredible things out in 20? How are we going to have time to play all this amazing stuff? They're going to delay them to 2023.
They're like, listen, guys, put out Elden Ring. We'll see you in 6 months.
Yeah, but then Elden Ring comes out, and Elden Ring kind of set us up, and Pokemon Legends Arceus and Sifu. There's been a lot of really incredible things, and it was like, okay, this year is humming. The Star Wars Skywalker saga. We got so much, and then we're just going to slow down here a little bit.
What's your holiday look like? You busy?
Well, we got the Callisto Protocol.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's score this up, my friend. What would you give the PlayStation State of Play?
7.
7?
Yeah.
Ah.
I thought it was. I mean, 7's a good score. I think.
It's a good score, but Street Fighter 6, a remake of Resident Evil and Final Fantasy 16, and you're giving it a 7. 7.
It's 7. I mean, like, again, I wanted a little more meat.
Yeah.
This is stuff that's a lot of the stuff next summer, next March. So we're gonna see it later on down the road.
Yeah.
Callisto Protocol coming this year. Awesome. Updated new game plus Horizon. Cool.
Yeah.
But I wanted something to just like, holy snaps, Vic. This is the. Did you see
that is it.
mind-bogglingness?
That's the key. They only needed one.
Just
they
one.
They only needed
Final
one.
Fantasy was coming, but if it was like a pow.
Yeah, and they didn't give us that one. They didn't give us that one game that just knocked us all on our ass. Like Wolverine, right? When they did Wolverine,
that was
we lost it collectively. You could hear it. Like, we're all online, but you could hear the internet rumbling. Like, oh my god.
I mean, like, just something like that was Final Fantasy, but we're gonna leave you with one last thing.
Right.
And just like,
right.
Snicked.
Yes.
Oh, they're gonna show him slaying something, and just him decapitating someone real fast, just a quick like 2 seconds. That looks so cool.
Yeah, we're still talking about that. You're right. It seems weird. I think I know. I think I'm sharing that viewpoint. I think I'm at a 7 as well. Yeah. Okay. We're on the 7 side.
It's not like a 6.5 or anything.
No. Didn't shock us.
Yeah.
So note to Sony, note to Xbox, note to Nintendo. You put one of these together, you got to put one shocker in there. Something that's just a massive shocker, not that kind of shocker. Don't do it.
Right in the stick.
Don't do it. Don't do it. This is a clean family show. All right, you guys. Thank you, Foobs. You are the best, my friend. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being on the live stream at twitch.tv/EPN. We will see you very soon. And until then, play forever.